Okay, guys, what's up? This is Ocean Senpai here today to review Hunter x Hunter episode 131, 2011 version. Now, listen, man, this episode is going to cause a lot of strife between the fans of Hunter x Hunter. Whether or not you think Gon's transformation is cool, or whether or not you think he's an asshole. I'm going to explain what I think about it, and I might, maybe or not, I don't know, but I might actually do a discussion video about this later. Like kind of to touch upon this. Um, so let me get through the basics, but then I'll get into the actual episode. Pacing. Let me give that great. That was great pacing. Well, actually, no, let me give that a good plus because it was really good pacing, but it wasn't like we let me give it a great. I'm gonna give it great play rating of great. So great pacing overall. Story progression, great plus. Obviously, great story progression as well. So great plus story progression, and finally animation, senpai level animation. I'm not joking with you. Even if you think that this is an ass pull transformation, you gotta admit the animation was on point. Like when I saw the whole black and white thing, like the whole bubbling out and shit, I was like, what the fuck? Like it's animation. Like the animation before was fantastic, but it upgraded so far up. I was like, yo, like, what the fuck is that? Like it looks so fucking realistic. I'm not even joking with you. I sat there and stared at the episode. I was like, what the fuck? The animation was senpai level. Like I'm not lying to you. So senpai level, good plus. Oh, senpai level great, great plus, great plus overall, pretty much. Let's get into the actual episode. So basically, it confirms what happened last episode. Of obviously it was poof, doing that satanistic, trickery shit, Satan everywhere, um, that kind of stuff, and we see Killua actually like take one of Pooh's clones and like crush it, like destroy it. And of course, we know that Poof, those are Pooh's cells, and the more cells that are being split apart, the easier it is to beat Poof that way, shape, and form. And instead of Poof and Killua fighting, at that moment, Killua pretty much says, you know what? Excuse me. Killua says, yo, Palm, take the movie. I'm gonna go help Gon because of course we find out of course Gon like and Pichu are about to fight, and of course we see Killua. Godspeed. I like Godspeed, I really do, but we get into pretty much the fight between Gon and Pichu. So yeah, Killua he's on the run. Pichu and Gon. Gon's transformation was weird as hell because like I'm not gonna lie to you, it threw me off. Like even as a manga reader, I already knew what happened, but because of the animation, it was so good. It just threw me off. I was literally like, what the fuck? Like the animation was just fantastic. It was phenomenal. It just destroyed like it pretty much destroyed even other episodes that had fantastic animation. And when it comes to animation, at least, I'm not going to say the episode in general, when it comes to animation, at least, I will say that the animation of this episode was better slightly than the other episode with Miriam and Isaac Natero, because that one was godlike, but this one was on some like other shit. Like it was fantastic and phenomenal. But the transformation itself pretty much is Gon giving into his rage. And once Gon gets into his rage, his Nen abilities skyrocket to the point where Gon literally forces his actual age to increase, therefore also using up all of his talent to give him this unknown crazy power that apparently has this side effect where apparently you might not be able to use Nen again. Now, and of course we see going in this episode, he pretty much takes down Poof with just a few Saishogu. Damn. And of course I like how P2 is like, yo, fucking gun. Like P2 is like, fuck it, man. I gotta use I forgot what the name of um his puppet. Like I forgot what the puppet thing is. It starts with the T. But he uses his puppet abilities and he manages to like actually manipulate himself. I'm gonna use he because apparently it's mostly implied, like heavily implied, that P2 is a he, despite the fact that he looks like a she. Like I swear to God, Togashi has to get his whole gender scope. Like I gotta be able to understand it. But anyways, P2 pretty much uses his puppet abilities, his strings, and he just tries to fight Gon. But of course, Gon in this transformation is on some other shit, like basically rivaling the Chimera Ant King, according to P2. And the transformation in of itself, obviously, afterwards we see Killua. He ends up getting there, and he sees what happens with Gon, and he's telling Gon, "Yo, Gon, stop using this ability, because if you keep using it, you're gonna get yourself like fucked up, like even to the point of near death." So he tries to stop Gon, but Gon is just trying to like defend himself, and he's trying to tell him, "Yo, I gotta take P2 down. Like P2 deserves this." And I like how Gon actually says to Killua, "It's okay. I'm not hurting. Even though he got his arm chopped off, it's okay. I'm fine. Um, this is kind of cool because I get to be where Kite was. Because Kite, remember, he did get his arm cut off. I think it was his left or his right arm. He did get his arm cut off, and Gon feels okay because despite the fact that his arm got cut off, he feels like as if it's a good thing because he's in the same position as Kite was. Of course, I wouldn't say that he was in the same position because Kite got killed, but because let me tell you something, that might have been an actual battle when it comes to pretty much Gon and Gon and P2. It was a massacre by all means, like pretty much possible. So again, crazy shit, a real crazy shit. Now let's get into the actual transformation. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so listen. A lot of people are going to complain about this because it kind of is people consider it to be an ass pull. That's a legitimate argument, but let me give you my thoughts on it. Another person said it was a friendship power up. I don't think that's necessarily the case because he's not remembering Kite like he's remembering Kite's death and avenging him. That's the thing. Normally, friendship power ups are like, oh, I remember all the friends I have behind me. Like on some fairy tale status. All the friends that I have behind me that are still living. Kite's dead, so it's kind of like an avenge type of thing. Like on some like the Avengers. We avenge the people that fought against you and stuff like that. So I won't necessarily call it a friendship power up. However, I will say it's slightly, again, I said slightly exaggerated. Because despite the fact that we know that Nen, when you are really emotional, Nen can be powered up to a really high standard, giving Gon that type of power, I understand, he was really, really, really fucking mad. Like, I can understand that. But it does make me kind of wonder, well, was that necessary? And because at the end of the episode, we find out apparently, that power comes at a price. Gon may not be able to use Nen again. And that's like on some on some end of the series type shit. Now I know Togashi's lazy, but Togashi, even that's not a good way to end a series. At least not at this point. Because Gon has so much more time to develop his skills and abilities. This is a shonen for Christ's sakes. For Christ's sakes, I mean, shonen usually have like their main characters end up being the most powerful person on the planet, or close to the most powerful person on the planet at the end of the series without any limitations. Usually, like there might be a few limitations, but at most times, like the characters become their strongest, and the characters become strongest at that point in time, and with few limitations. Because shonen type characters are usually modeled kind of like off of superheroes. Our superheroes are incredibly strong, incredibly fast, all that type of stuff. All that type of stuff. That's how shonen characters are at the end of the series. Like we see Naruto, like we eventually will see Luffy like that. Like we see Ichigo from Bleach. Like we see Toriko will eventually be like that event as well. So shonen usually have their main characters to be at their strongest at the end of the series. But the way this worked out was it made Gon this strong to where it can compare to the Chimera Ant King. But this isn't a really good way to end the series at this point. It takes time. We want Gon to be able to reach that type of power at least through a lot more training. We've seen Gon train, and we've seen actually his progression, but we need more than just that. And for the anime only cats, I understand, you guys are like, wait, what the fuck does this mean the series is gonna end? Don't worry. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna spoil it. Don't worry. The series is gonna end. It's not going to end right here. That's not what I believe. most likely because I read the manga and I know this goes beyond the Chimera Ant arc. I'm not gonna tell you who exactly, but this goes beyond the Chimera Ant arc. Don't worry about it. But Togashi needs to be careful because that's going to cause a problem or rift between the one side of the Hunter x Hunter fans and another side of the other Hunter x Hunter fans. Me personally, I don't see it as an ass pull because Nen was already explained to be based off of an emotion. If you're really emotional, if your emotion is too high, it's to a point where your Nen is at like its peak, at least at that point in time. And Nen is really powerful because it relies on your personality and your instincts. That's why when Nen was first revealed, when Nen the Nen types first revealed, they are all based on personalities. Enhancers are simple-minded and kind of stupid sometimes. Manipulators are good at solving problems. Specialists are really charismatic and really weird at times. Conjurers, stuff like that. So that's why it's based off a lot of personality. I won't necessarily say it's an ass pull, but I will say it's kind of, in a sense, a little bit exaggerated. But regardless, it was a fantastic episode. Again, animation was on point, godlike at best, and Madhouse, I have to give you a lot of respect. I really have to. So yeah, I'm going to give this episode a rating of senpai level, like senpai regardless. Like I gotta be honest with you guys. But overall, what do you guys think of his transformation? Do you like it or do you hate it? Do you share the same thoughts as I do? As it's slightly exaggerated, but it's not. Like it's still a good episode regardless, and it's really awesome. Or do you just don't like it? Period. So yeah, like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't. This episode rating of a senpai level. This is a senpai level episode. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm Monster Senpai and I'm out. Peace, guys.